everyone, my name is Lynn. Welcome back to Gardening from Square One. And if you're new here, welcome to our growing gardening community. Today we're diving into a topic that every gardener should cherish, and that is evergreens. These steadfast plants are the backbone of our gardens. They provide structure and beauty, especially as our perennials fade into winter slumber. I've watched my vibrant perennials wilt away, leaving behind a landscape that could easily be mistaken for wrought iron fencing. This is not the case, though, because my evergreens are coming to the rescue, offering gorgeous forms and textures all winter long. In addition, evergreens provide beautiful support shapes during the snow, which is a net gain for winter aesthetics. Today I'm going to talk about two fantastic evergreens. One is suited for USDA zones 7 through 9, and the other is perfect for zones 5 through 9. I'll share a great deal for Texas locals that you will not want to miss, so please stay tuned. The first plant of the two is dwarf Burford holly. Typically, hollies are an excellent choice for a dense evergreen hedge. The dwarf Burford holly reaches heights of about 8 feet and a width of about 8 to 10 feet. Now you might think, dwarf? Really? But relative to its larger counterpart, it truly does earn its name. This plant thrives in full to partial sun and establishes itself pretty rapidly once it's rooted in. Now, while it can be maintained at a more compact size of 5 feet by 4 feet, so 5 feet in height by 4 feet in width, be prepared to give it a trim at least 3 times a year. It matures, it starts to grow more rapidly, and if you want to keep it at a more compact size, it's going to likely require trimming multiple times per year. Now, dwarf Burford hollies prefer slightly acidic soil, nothing out of the ordinary for hollies. I fertilize my plants with Hollytone fertilizer in both the spring and late summer. Now, this evergreen is not just beautiful, it is also tough. It's resistant to deer, rabbits, diseases, and pests. And a bonus is that it's drought tolerant once it is established. Another bonus is that it produces beautiful red berries that add to the winter garden. Now, if you live in Central Texas, our local HEBs have 3-gallon dwarf Burford hollies for $26.98. This is a great price for the size of the plant and no shipping fees. The plants on the left are the ones that I received mail order. Those are 3-gallon plants. The one on the right I picked it up from HEB today. So first, I'm replacing a struggling small plant with a newer dwarf Burford holly. Not only will this enhance the symmetry, but the smaller one, I'll find a new cozy spot for it someplace else in my yard where it won't look overshadowed by the other two. Okay, planted and watered, so much better. I'm pleased. Next, shifting focus to one of my personal favorites, the Sprinter boxwood. Now, these evergreens are ideal for lining pathways, concealing leggy plants, so they'll be in front of the leggy plants, or you can just create a lush hedge with them. They are cold hardy and low maintenance, which makes them perfect for busy gardeners who don't have a time to spend tending to plants on a regular basis. Now, while their spring flowers may not steal the show, these other benefits I just listed make up for that. Now, the Sprinter boxwood features medium green, glossy foliage that can reach about 3 to 4 feet in height and width. It's going to thrive in USDA zones 5 to 9, so many gardeners can grow this. And relative to many other boxwoods, Sprinter boxwood is a fast grower, making it an excellent choice for those wanting an established look without the long wait. Now, here in Zone 8B, Central Texas, I usually give my boxwoods a trim in early spring and a good feeding with a balanced fertilizer like plant tone. Oh, and I forgot to mention, they're also deer and rabbit resistant. Next, I am adding 3 Sprinter boxwoods to create a lush hedge at the front of this formal bed. So that is a rose bush, And so I'll probably put one right here, one right here, and one right there to continue this line of sprinter boxwoods that already exist. And then down on this end, I need to add one between these two. So right here, so that's one. I'd like to put one in here, but I'm concerned about my irrigation lines, so that may not work. And so the other two will probably be placed over here in the front in this area. So maybe one right here and one right there. So I'm going to plant the 6 sprinter boxwood, and I have my auger, my knee pad, I have some compost in the wheelbarrow, I have my measuring stick. Most of my boxwoods are 3-inch centers. That's how far apart I have them planted. But I did not have that kind of space right here. I thought I would plant them all in a straight line because that's what they're doing right now on both sides. But I don't have the space for that, so I decided to create kind of a rounded space. So the ones that are on 3-inch centers, my thought was I was going to prune them into spheres or bowls. Here, I'll probably let them grow together, and then that is a rose bush behind it. So it's kind of in the middle of this bed, and my thought is it'll be kind of a punctuation where it creates a closed hedge in this spot that kind of bows out and creates a soft curve, and then it will continue to the right and just go straight towards the gate. So that was a little design choice that I had to make when I discovered I did not have enough space between this boxwood or this plant right here, which is a Russian sage. I didn't have enough space to put them in this area on 3-foot center. So I'm going to create kind of a curve right here. So that's my solution. So carrying on, I should say. Okay, so all done. I've planted the 3 sprinter boxwoods it's going to create a little curve along the front of this formal bed. In the back, I still have those dwarf Burford hollies. I've decided that I am not going to plant them. They are zone 7 plants, and next week we are truly going to have our winter temperatures dipping into the lows of like 20, 24, 25, with highs in the high 30s, low 40s. So that is truly winter temperatures, and I don't want to plant those yet. I am going to wait another month or so to get a better idea of what kind of winter we're going to have. We can get a cold blast in mid-February. In 2020, we got Snowmageddon. I'm not expecting that. That was a 100-year occurrence in terms of how cold it became here. And even then, it didn't dip down to 0. It got down to about 8 or 9 a couple of days, but typically we rarely see anything below 20, and if we do, it's a day or 2, maybe 3, and it doesn't stay at that low for very long. It'll warm up to the 30s, but I'm not going to take any chances with these lovely plants, so I'm just going to leave them on my back patio in a secure location for about a month. The one that I planted yesterday, I did so because, and this is day 2, I didn't get everything done yesterday, but the one that I planted yesterday, I did so because it's in a raised planter bed, and it's in a really protected position. So here are the 3, and I'm going to walk down this bed to show the 4th. So there was a gap right here. These are spaced 3-foot centers. So here is the fourth one. I'm going to move that denim and, no, that's not a denim and lace, that's sage at base, Russian sage. I'm going to move it back closer to the stakes. My husband's going to remove that stake once he's able to. He's been having issues with his hand, and he injured it. So when he's able to get that stake out, I'm going to move that sage of ice, Russian sage, back a bit. And then moving on, the last two are at the beginning of this formal bed. This is Summertime Blues Vitex tree. Had no idea how large this thing would become. It is only, I'm going to say, under a year and a half. It was only supposed to become, I think, 5 or 6 feet wide, something like that. And it is clearly, oh gosh, it's 12 feet wide. So it's going to get some pruning in the spring. But down here are the other two. One is next to that kindly vitex that is supposed to become 6 feet in height, 4 feet in width. And then, of course, these are the last two sprinter boxwood. So now I have completed my long row of sprinter boxwoods for this formal bed. This bed basically has evergreens, roses, denim and lace, Russian sage, and I guess at some point I will add a few things, but not too much because I want to keep it formal. The trees are Muskogee crepe myrtles, and it looks really pretty over here in the spring. Adding these sprinter boxwoods, which all of these are sprinters, will just kind of complete this space. Well, actually, the dwarf Burford hollies back there will complete the space, but in a month or so, and I think I'm going to be done with this formal bed. Okay, so all of that's done. Everything is planted. So there you have it. By incorporating dwarf Burford holly and sprinter boxwood or other hollies and boxwood into your landscape, you're not just adding evergreen beauty, you're creating a resilient garden that thrives through the seasons. Remember, evergreens are the unsung heroes of our gardens, providing structure and charm all year long. If you enjoyed this video and or learned something new, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to join our community of gardening enthusiasts. Have a great day in your garden, and I hope your plants thrive and garden blossoms. Bye.